Now, what of the warring movements that I discussed earlier? Are they likely to continue to attack secular Western societies with the same ferocity that they exhibited in 2001 in the United States and in 2007 in Great Britain? Or will they, like previous waves of violent movements, eventually become conventionalized? Let me close with a reflection on this impossible question. The citizens of modern states have lived through moments of madness before. It's enough to remember that in 1789, severed heads were paraded around Paris on pikes during the Great French Revolution. That revolution produced the Terror and the first modern dictatorship. But it also produced the citizen army, the modern administrative state, the Napoleonic Code, and the career open to talents. And most important, it produced a beacon of modern constitutional politics, the Declaration of the Rights of Man and the Citizen. Of course, the concern raised by recent violent movements is that they're better armed, they have a broader cultural impact, and they're more broadly diffused than the movements that broke out in Paris in 1789. Does this mean that the New World Order that was supposed to result from the movements of 1989 is turning instead into a permanent state of disorder? Have the resources for violent collective action become so accessible? Have integralist identities become so widespread? And have militants so freed themselves from the national state that a violent movement society is resulting? Or will the current wave of warring movements be partially defeated, partially domesticated, and partially mediated by the political process? The violence and the intolerance we've seen during the first decade of this new century constitute a frightening trend. But it's not the first great wave of movements in history, and it won't be the last. If its dynamic comes to resemble the social movements that we've encountered previously, then its power will be at first ferocious, uncontrolled, and widely diffused, but it will ultimately prove ephemeral and be institutionalized. As Aristide Zolberg wrote of the 1968 movement in Paris, quote, "It will disperse like a flood tide which loosens up most of the soil but leaves alluvial deposits in its wake." At least, I hope so. Thank you very much.
Obrigada, professor Tarrow. Eu passo agora a palavra ao professor Breno. E, antes disso, eu gostaria também de manifestar o nosso agradecimento, à participação bastante intensa e importante, não só no momento anterior, em meses anterior a esse evento, mas como também no próprio seminário, o professor Breno, participando de mesas, comentando trabalhos e ainda participando do fórum informal. Então, a gente faz um agradecimento especial.
Bom, boa noite. Estou aqui novamente. É verdade que o Bringel estava me explorando, mas quando viemos de longe e podemos contribuir com algumas regras do debate, sempre é um prazer. Então, nesse sentido, eu agradeço muito o convite da Hilst, da Lígia, do Tarrow, do Comentador, todo o comitê organizador do evento, por essa multiparticipação em concreto e muito especial nessa noite de hoje. É um grande prazer esse paper do Sidney Tarrow. Eu queria agradecer também ao próprio Sidney Tarrow, não sei se está me ouvindo agora, porque está como coordenando